What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to today's video. Today I'm trying to find a boost leak with the car. It's a bit of a strange one. It doesn't do it all the time. However, sometimes part throttle, the boost sort of fluctuates a little bit. Sort of goes up and goes down on part throttle. And say if I'm in 5th or 6th just cruising, if I put my foot down, it goes all the way to full on the boost gauge and then drops down to about 10-15 psi. However, if I'm going through the gears, or giving it a bit of welly and going through the gears as normal, it goes up to full boost and stays there. It doesn't back off. So if it doesn't do it all the time, it leads me to believe it's a sensor issue. I think it might be the boost solenoids because I've replaced the map sensor, I've replaced the MAF sensor, I've also changed the turbo to a new one, so which came with a new reset valve and a new actuator, which is a turbo smart one. So it's got to be the boost solenoid as well. At least that's what I think it is. There's one at the front and one at the rear, so I'm going to try and replace these. I'm going to do the front one first to see if it changes anything, as it's the most easiest one to change, and then I'm going to go with the rear one, which is a bit more of a pain, but I'm going to take you guys on the journey for me changing these sensors. And also, I'd like to say a huge thank you to all my new subscribers. I'm almost at 300 now. Only like, I think I've got like 25, 30 left to get to 300. So if you enjoy the videos on my Corsa and you want to see further videos on the Corsa and things I'm going to do to it, etc., feel free to hit that subscribe button and drop a like if you like the video. So I'm going to make a start now, change that front sensor and see how that goes. So let's go. Right then, guys, there is two sensors. There's one here. Usually this is sometimes bolted to the actual turbo itself. Obviously on this one it's not, because I don't know, it might be different with a hybrid or something. I know my old one was bolted onto the turbo, this one doesn't appear to be. And there is also one down the back of the engine, but I'll have to jack the car up to get to that one. So I'm kind of hoping, so I'm going to change this front one first. The part number on them is exactly the same, so they are interchangeable if you like. So if I put the new one on here and it doesn't solve the issue, I'll just put this one on the one on the back of the engine, if that makes sense. But obviously this is as easy to get to. Just make a mental note of which way around the pipes go and how they go in. Obviously you can see here, so one goes there, and there's one at the back of the sensor. So you first of all you need to obviously unplug the sensor and use some pliers or something just to unclip these little like pinch clips. Obviously unpinch them and then you can pull the hoses out, etc., and then swap the new one in. This is obviously the new sensor. It's a Pierberg one. Part number for it is there, so 555 74902. And obviously then you just, if you want to find one, just type that number into eBay or go to your Vauxhall dealer and get one off them. But Pierberg is a decent brand for these sort of sensors. I've got the old sensor right now. Literally just use some pliers just to pinch the clips together, and obviously it comes straight out. Obviously, inspecting it, doesn't look too bad. Obviously, you're never gonna be able to tell just by looking at it, but it doesn't look too awful condition. So if I put this new sensor on, it doesn't solve the issue. Then I'll obviously put this one on the back one, and go from there. And if it still doesn't solve the issue, then I've obviously got something else wrong. But it's just sort of like power of elimination, if you like. Right then, guys, the new one's in now. I'm just going to zip tie this somewhere out of the way so it doesn't jiggle about and stuff like that, without obviously pinching this vacuum on into the actuator as well. But I'm going to go and have a test drive now, and I'll let you guys know afterwards whether it's solved my issue or not. Well, it's not the front one, it's still doing the problem, so it means I've got to do the rear one now. I mean, it's jacking the car up. However, I need to service the car anyway, so I might just do both at the same time. I'll change the boost solenoid and I'll do the service, and then I'll take it out for another drive. I really hope it's the rear boost solenoid. If not, I'm at a loss, but we'll see how it goes. So I'll update as and when. Right then, guys, we've got an issue. As you can see there, the sensor's just there, and it's not the same part number. It doesn't even look the same. So, for God's sake. So the parts numbers I was looking at, which on the diagram showed that these two parts were the same, they're not the same, they're different. So I've got to try and get that out now, and then I need to try and sort another one, so bear with me, guys. I'm not too sure about to get one in from Vauxhall, so I might have to look at breakers. So, to be continued.
48 hours later.
JJ VXR breakers coming to the rescue. Received this today. It took them a couple of days to send it me, so eventually rolled out. It's obviously really well packed. Bear with me. Right, let's have a look. have the replacement part. As you can see, they sent me the new vacuum box and the sensor as well. So I don't know, I might just swap the lot over as one piece sort of thing, and then just so it sort of eliminates that being an issue as well then, I guess. As you can see, this is how it's set up. Obviously them two Torx bits are the ones you need to get off. If you're just replacing the sensor, and obviously the vacuum lines, one's up there, one's under there, and one sort of comes out, which is on the car. But you'll know what I mean. If you ever need to replace it, you'll see it yourself. So I'm going to try and get this off now, and then I'll let you know what sizes I need to replace, to obviously take out the old stuff. So I'll just double check the sizes on here. The Torx bit for your sensor, it is an E8, an E8 Torx, and these are 10 mils. So if you've lost your 10 mil, go and buy one. Otherwise, you're able to get them off. But yeah, they're a 10 mil. So we'll try and get this out now off the car and see how that goes. So back underneath the car. So the two Torx bits, sort of like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the one on the right, just crack it off, and take the one on the left fully out, so I can literally slide the sensor out then. And I've got to try and get to the bolts that are on that box. That back one looks like it's going to be a bit of a headache, but hopefully I can, because they're nuts and not bolts, it should make it life a little bit easier when I put it back on, in theory anyway. But as you can see, it's really tight. You've literally got a bit of a hole to get your hand in. So just bear that in mind when you come to change yours, guys. It's not just a quick change. So I've cracked the right hand bolt, and then I've took the left bolt out. So that's pretty. I can't really get my hand in to show you, but it's loose now. I found taking the bottom hose off and then unplugging it by pushing the two metal pins together on the actual plug, and then doing that, it gives you a bit more access to get the actual get your socket and extension to the right hand side of the sensor. So now I'm going to attempt to undo the box itself. Finally out. Getting these bolts out are a pain because they don't loosen off right till the very end. So you will end up fighting with it to get it off. Especially what I did. And it's freezing cold today, so that's probably another contributing factor. But yes, I'm literally going to take this off this now, and then I'm going to swap it around, obviously, for the new stuff. So I hope this is all worth it. I really do, because this doesn't kill my boost this year. I'm going to be really annoyed. But yeah, so just bearing that in mind, taking this box off as well, it is a bit of a pain. And I did notice when I tried pulling this vacuum lines out, on this one here, when I was trying to pull it out of the T-piece, I pulled this plastic line out of here. So if you're just changing the sensor, just bear that in mind, because obviously you could try to pull this out of the T-piece, and it just won't pop out. So just a bit of a warning there, guys. Right then, guys, we're all bolted up. The hose that comes off, see this hose here, it comes underneath your your fuel rail. I don't know if you can really see it, but it's there. So that's the hose that connects to that. Obviously that's where you put the hose on. So push it on now. Right, that's all on. Right, it's all back together. That's a bit more of a hassle than I thought it was going to be, but hey ho. So I'm going to take that for a drive now, and fingers crossed it sorts the problem. Oh, guys, it's still doing it. It's still doing it. It's not as bad, but it's still there. Oh, I have no idea what it is then. It could be a vacuum leak. However, if you guys have any ideas, hit the comments. Let me know what you think it could be. Like I said, I've changed both boost solenoids now. So a new map sensor, a new MAF sensor, recert valve's new, the actuator's new. So it can only be a vacuum leak, but that I don't understand how it could be that, because when it holds boost fine through the gears, it's only sort of on either on part throttle if I'm low down in the gear, or in fifth or sixth, and put my foot down, and then it goes up, and then it goes up to fall and backs off. Oh, I don't know, guys. I really don't. Like I said, help me out if you can. If you can think of anything, like I said, it could be a vacuum leak. So that's the next sort of thing. I'm going to try and get a vacuum leak test done on it to try and find if there's any leaks anywhere. But I'll keep you updated when I get it sorted. I don't know when that will be. So car drives are all right. It's just obviously it can be a bit annoying more than anything when I'm apart from the boost is just doing that. But again, it doesn't do it all the time, which is also weird. I might get it back to Chris at Wayside and see what he thinks and see if he can narrow down this stupid problem. But that's it for this one, guys. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you on the next one.